Hey there. So you're thinking about making that move to Draper, Utah, and you want to know the top 9 things that you need to know when living in Draper, Utah? Well, that's what I'm going to cover today, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Greg Spackman, and I'm with the Living in Salt Lake City channel. So if you're looking to learn everything about what it's like to live here, eat here, sleep here, play here, then please click the subscribe button and click the little bell to be notified every time I do a new video. I've been getting a ton of people that are just like you that are reaching out to me about making that move here to Draper or anywhere here in the state of Utah, and I absolutely love it. So if that's you, please give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I've got your back when you're moving here to Draper, Utah. So the top 9 things that you want to know when living in Draper, Utah, here they are. Number 1 on the list is the great outdoors. There are a ton of things that you can do outdoors in the state of Utah, but Draper is located really, really close to a lot of different hiking trails, walking trails, parks. You can fish at the local pond. There's the Bear Canyon Suspension Bridge, which is amazing. So if you can do that short hike, it's a little strenuous if you take the short way. If you take the long way, it's not so much. We did the long way last summer, and it's really, really cool. And I have a video on that on my other channel, Outdoors with Greg. But the hiking and stuff like that is amazing in Draper, and how close you are to the different canyons. So the great outdoors is one of the reasons that you're probably looking into Draper, is where it's located and how close you are to all the different canyons to be able to go do everything that you want to go do. Number 2 on the list is the views, and the views are incredible in Draper. So when you're at the top of Draper and you're looking out over Salt Lake City, it's awesome. So make sure you check that out during the daytime and the nighttime. And then while you're up there, you can also look out over all of Utah County, and the view of Utah Lake is incredible. So you get both sides, and there are some cool homes where you can see both. Number 3 on the list is the location, and Draper, Utah sits right here, as you can see on the map, in between Provo and Salt Lake City. Draper is bordered by 7 cities, which is kind of crazy, but those are Sandy, South Jordan, Riverton, Bluffdale, Lehigh, Alpine, and Highland all border Draper. So Draper is a unique property on where it sits. It's about a 25-minute drive up to Salt Lake City. So if you're commuting that direction, airport is 25 minutes away. If you're a skier, snowboarder, that sort of thing, or mountain biker, then to get to Alta and Snowbird, you're 27 minutes away. If you wanted to go to Brighton or Solitude, which is my favorite, that's 39 minutes, so it's a little bit further. Park City is 50 minutes away. Provo is 34 minutes away. Lehigh and American Fork are 15 to 20 minutes away, depending upon where you're at, even closer if you're on the backside of Draper. So if you work in Salt Lake City and your spouse works in American Fork, Lehigh area, then you're just about halfway in Draper, which is pretty amazing. It won't take you long to go to either place. Las Vegas is a little over 5.5-hour drive south on I-15. Super easy drive. You can do 80, 85 miles an hour the whole way. Of course, I always see people doing much, much faster than that, but do what you're going to do. While you're on your way to Las Vegas or on your way back, make sure that you stop in Beaverton. They have this really cool place called the Creamery. We stopped there the last time when we went to California, and we got some grilled cheese sandwiches and ice cream, and the ice cream is really, really good, as well as the grilled cheese was probably one of the best grilled cheese sandwiches I've had anywhere, and that's, I think, just because of the local dairy, and so the cheese was local, but it's awesome. So make sure you do that. That breaks up your drive as well, because it's almost halfway-ish. Number 4 on the list is the public transportation. And living in Draper, Utah, you're going to have good to great public transportation. You could get away with not having to drive your car if you work in downtown Salt Lake or even some places in Provo by taking the public transportation. And that would be either the track system or front runner train, just depends on what that is. They also have buses, but Draper has 2 track stations that you can use. One of them is at the Draper Town Center, and the other one is at Kimball's Lane. Draper is using the blue line of the track system, so if you're looking that up online, you can take it to go to Salt Lake City, and then you can take the green tracks lane from there to get to the airport, or you can take the red track system to get all the way over to Daybreak, which it would be faster to drive to Daybreak, but you could get it all the way with the track system, which is pretty amazing that you can get all around like that. The front runner train runs all the way from Provo, Utah, all the way up into Ogden, Utah, and then it has stops along the way. And one of those stops, of course, is in Draper. If you take the front runner train up to Salt Lake City, it's about a 26-minute ride. So it's not very far, about the same drive you do in your car. However, then you wouldn't have to pay for parking or deal with that mess or traffic, that sort of thing, taking the train. So that's number 4, public transportation. If you're still with me, could you please smash the like button if you're getting value? Thank you so much. Number 5 is the weather, and Draper has very similar weather to the rest of Salt Lake City, except that it's a few degrees cooler typically, and it could get a ton more snow. Sometimes it will get dumped on for snow where the rest of Salt Lake gets a few inches. So just know that depending upon where you are, it could have a lot of snow and it could have not very much snow. It just depends on the year. It does get hot in Draper, so you're going to see 90s and 100s in the summertime, and you're going to see in the wintertime somewhere in the 20 to 40 degree range. In the springtime and fall, you're going to have really nice weather, 40s to 70s in that range, more like 50s, 60s, 70s, but it can get cold sometimes in the spring. It typically doesn't snow past April, so really the snow season starts in December and ends in March at some point, but it will get snow sometimes in April. One other thing to make note is that it's very, very dry here. So if you weren't aware of the dryness or lived in that sort of weather before, know that you're going to need to invest in some chapstick and lotion and sunscreen. You wouldn't think you need sunscreen, but you need sunscreen here even more. And then you need to stay hydrated. A lot of people don't realize that you need to stay hydrated here because of the elevation. Number 6 on the list is the great food choices. And first off, Draper has the absolute best donut store, and that donut store is called Donut Star. So make sure you try that one out and let me know what you think. You have to get there early because they typically will run out of the best donuts early in the morning. Penny Ann Cafe is really good to eat at. The Ridge Market and Cafe. The Garage Grill is super neat to eat at. Though, to be honest, I prefer the Harriman location more than the Draper location. But the food was good at both places, so that's awesome. You got the Black Bear Diner. You have a Five Guys. You have Costa Vida. You have Dutch Bros Coffee, Cafe Zupas, Wasabi Sushi, Waffle Love. And if you haven't tried Waffle Love, you got to try that place. We first heard about them on this Food Truck Wars show that was on TV, and we were like, where are they at? And we were watching that when we lived in Tennessee, and so we were like, well, we don't live in Utah. So when we moved to Utah, we found a Waffle Love location and went and ate there, and the waffles are really, really good. So they definitely deserve to do well in the competition. There are a ton of more places to eat, and from fast food to other restaurants and sit down places. So just know that you're going to have a ton of places to choose from when wanting to get something to eat. Number 7 on the list is shopping, and Draper does not miss as far as having a ton of different shopping that you can do. It has a place called the Draper Peaks, which has a Kohl's, a Ross, a Five Below, the Quilted Bear, an Office Depot that I've been to a few times to get different supplies. They have Draper Crossing, which has some food places and shops. The Hidden Valley Shopping Center, which is up the hill, and this is where Garage Grill is located. And if you want to try a neat burger place there, it's called Freddy's, and that place is amazing. I first tried that one in Nashville and then found out that they had it here and was super excited. So that's a good place to eat. They have IKEA, Furniture Row, Ashley's Furniture, RC Willie, Lazy Boy, Living Spaces, and Living Spaces just opened. And then they have Camping World. So there's a ton of different places to shop in Draper, so you won't run out of things that you're going to need. Number 8 on the list is fun things to do in Draper, and Draper has, like I said, all the outdoor stuff that you have. They have the Loveland Living Planet Aquarium. Wow, that's tough to say. Airborne Trampoline Park, and a ton of different other little things that you're going to be able to do for fun things that you can do. But those are the 2 that stand out the most to me in Draper. Number 9 on the list is the growth, and Draper has something called The Point. which is 600 acres of land that's going to be developed over the next few years. It's going to be developed into like this really cool mini city. Construction set to begin somewhere in 25 or 26, depending upon how long it takes them to demo all the land, because the land that it's being built on was like the former prison that they moved up by the Salt Lake City airport. And so it just may take them a little longer to build, to demo all that stuff and to build the infrastructure. Here's what it's going to look like, possibly if they don't change it, but super cool. It should have some sort of tracks type system in there. It's going to be made to be walkable, and it should be really, really amazing when it's all said and done. And it should be a big boost to Draper and Bluffdale once that's completed. As I mentioned, I'm a licensed realtor here in the state of Utah. So if you have any questions about where to live and the different areas, please reach out to me. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. If you want to learn the pros and the cons of living in Draper, Utah, then please watch this video up here. And thanks for watching. And until next time, be rad.